Hello, my friends of Técnica Acabados. Welcome to one more of my painting techniques. We have a whole house to renew, but now we are going to focus on the ceilings. They have an old texture based in sand paint, and they don't want them like that anymore. They want them like new, nice and smooth, but we are not going to replace them. We are going to make a skin coat with spackle or joint compound. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. With my technique, step by step, I'm going to make a coat smoother than other and leave the ceiling nice and soft. I'm going to take the texture out of the ceiling and leave it like new. Let's see. This is the ceiling conditions. It's an old texture. It's a same paint with a brush technique. And it's very rough. Now we are going to smooth it out. And it's very easy. I'm gonna make it easy for you. We just need some spackle knives, joint compound, and a lot of patience. With ceilings in these conditions, it's always necessary to apply 3 coats of joint compound. That's what I suggest. The first coat, it has to be thicker or heavier than the others. Don't make a lot of pressure with the spackle knife, because we need to cover the whole rough surface or texture we have. Now we have the first coat done. When this one gets dry, we can start with the second coat. Second coat is going to be a little lighter than the first. And the third one, or the final coat, is going to be really thin, like a polish. We have to cover the whole surface as well, all around the ceiling, by the edges, around the hi-hats or ceiling lights. 100% of the surface needs to be covered. Remember, make the same pressure with the spackle knives to leave the first coat nice and even, ready for the second coat. Okay guys, one more tip. Keep the spackle knives clean all the time, because we don't want scratches or messed up the skin coat with dry joint compound. So that's my recommendation. Spackle knives needs to be cleaned often. One more important thing you need to know. Try to finish the whole section, the whole ceiling, as soon as possible. When you connect a little section with the other one, the joint compound still needs to be wet. If you leave it dry, the layer is going to be thicker. And at the end of the process, you have to do a lot of sandpaper. And we don't want that. So remember, if you use the spackle wet, it's going to be easier for you, and the skin coat is gonna look nicer. Take a look, the first coat already done, and the ceiling still wet. That's the way it's supposed to. Try to finish as soon as possible. Now, are you ready for the second coat? Don't forget the edge. All around the ceiling, the walls, any area you're doing a skin coat needs to be done as well. That's how you make your project 100% finished and successful. Now we're coming with the second coat. You can see the difference between the first one and the second coat. Looks smoother. Well, it's a lot of work. It's not easy, but we can do it. Let's review one more time. The first coat has to be thicker. Now we are applying the second coat. This one has to be lighter than the first one. I suggest or recommend to use a spackle knife flexible to do this coat, or at least 10 inches wide. Remember, make a little more pressure. That's gonna make the coat nice, even, and thinner. No matter how big is the ceiling, you are going to do it by little sections anyway. So just make a little more pressure, but the technique is the same of the first coat. Little by little, apply enough joint compound and then smooth it out. Step by step, but the process is the same on every single coat. Just remember, anyone can do it. That's why I make it easy for you and give you my tricks. I'll leave you alone watching my technique very carefully. Enjoy. Now the second coat is done and the ceiling looks much better, but it's going to need a third coat, and I'm going to show you how to do it. That's what I do in every single video I make. Give you my tricks and make it easier for you. Pretty good. This is my trick. We are going to add a little bit water to the joint compound. So this one is going to get a little more liquid. Like this, we are going to apply the third coat, a really thin layer. And it's going to look like a polish. And that's exactly what we are looking for. Now, you have my secret, and you can do it home. Let's apply the third coat. We are pretty close to finish the whole process. Let's do it. To apply the final coat on the ceilings, make sure you clean the surface as well with the sharp edge of the spackle knife. We don't want dust. We don't want scratches, remember? Now, same technique, same process, 3 times, of course. But now we have a liquid joint compound to leave a thin layer. Apply enough joint compound on the ceiling and then smooth it out. Make a little pressure with the spackle knife. And you are going to get nice smooth layer or coat on the ceiling. Okay, now you are ready to do your own project on your house and leave your ceilings like new. Enjoy! Alright guys, third coat is done and everything looks pretty good. Ready for the next step. Sandpaper. Just remember, the sandpaper has to be smooth, 200 or 220 grit. As soon we finish with the sandpaper, we can jump to apply primer. Primer recommended for skin coating or drywall. It's also very important what kind of roll sleeve you are going to use. This one has to be microfiber and not thicker than 3/8 or 9/16. Like this, you are going to leave a smooth texture on the ceiling. We made it! I hope you learned something from my techniques and you can do it also in your house. Thank you for your support, for following me, to do all this possible. I'll see you pretty soon. Thank you.